Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dan Delaney, coming to you from Brookville, Maryland. I know all of you up in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York are getting pounded with snow. I'm pretty excited that it missed us down here in Maryland this week. It was a nice break from the crazy roads and the Beltway being a mess. But anyways, to get down to business, don't have much time here, but just want to discuss, how last week we talked about how we were going to be able to grow our money safe from loss, while still experiencing stock and mutual fund like gains, ensuring a lasting retirement for your family. And as I stated at the end of that video, I was actually going to share with you today how we can access all of that money upon retirement completely tax-free. Yes, I said completely tax-free. This is, in my personally humble opinion, the most exciting things in space travel, to be able to take all of the money that you saved up over all these decades and have every single penny at your disposal when it comes time for you to enjoy those golden years with your loved ones. If it wasn't enough, to give your retirement the ability to keep ahead of inflation, to have the protection against loss, the IRS of all people, yes, the IRS, have written tax codes that have actually allowed for us to grow money tax deferred and access it tax free through policy loans inside of a life insurance contract. Now, this is a huge deal because now you're not only able to make sure that your loved ones are protected from, the inevitable that, one day we are going to pass away, whether it's tomorrow or 50 years from now. But now you can also use that same contract to make sure that you can protect yourself from the unexpected of living an extremely long, healthy life and making sure you have enough money to last every year. Now, why is this, so important to be able to have this tax-free access upon retirement? We all know what's going on with Social Security. It used to be, even back in the 70s, there was about 33 people retiring for every one person, or 33 people working for every one person retiring. Now it's about 3 to 5 for everyone, which is just crazy. There's not anywhere close to enough money being put into these funds to cover the 10,500 baby boomers retiring, turning age 65 every single day right now. On top of that, unemployment rate is continuing to grow all the time. So there's really not many people putting into these funds. On top of the fact that the government's spending money in these Social Security funds on paying off their own personal debt. But let's not even get into that can of worms today. Second, the healthcare reform. The amount of taxes that this has created for us as taxpayers is huge. There's only one way for them to pay for it. They don't have the money, so they need to make sure that we take care of it. Isn't that how it always works in America? But lastly, the main thing is the great American debt. Over these years, we've really accumulated something that's huge. $61.7 trillion, not billion with a B, not million with an M, but trillion dollars, and rising is now what is the actual estimated deficit, when you include government, i.e. taxpayer-funded programs like Social Security, Medicare, and any other funded programs by the government. So when I talk to people, you ask them, do you think that taxes are going to be lowered in the future? Do you think that they're going to stay the same, or do you think they're going to go higher? I'd really say that 100% of the people that I talk to not only agree that they're going to go higher, but they're going to actually skyrocket over the next couple decades, making it irrelevant what your tax bracket is based on your income, because they're all going to be beyond what they are now. With that being said, would you rather pay your taxes on this little itty bitty seed right here, which is your principal on an annual basis, or after all those hard years of work, would you rather pay it on your harvest? This is your principal and interest that you've gained over all those decades of hard, diligent, and disciplined investing. Personally, I want all this to myself. And I know most of you do too. So, with that being said, it really doesn't make sense to delay the tax calculations when we know that most likely in the future, you're not going to be in a lower bracket. Besides the fact, like I said, that you're paying higher taxes most likely in the future, you're not just paying them on your principal, you also get to include all that interest you gained in the stock market. So you're paying not only a higher tax bracket, but you're paying more. So I'm no genius, but I believe that this is a little bit of a better option for all of us, average Americans, to make sure that we can have a lasting, safe retirement. I hope and trust that that this gave you a little bit of education insight into where we are, not only as a country and government, but what you can do to put yourself in a better situation. But I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye-bye.